All right.
Dillo sees his favorite specialist, Speedball Crawl, very popular aggro pack. Red hair, there is a Typhoon, which is his favorite specialist, and the Tarantula Crawler, pretty solid defending pack. Red hair running range, HE, armor piercing, and spider mines. No mech rage, no anti-air, no armor. I guess armor did get buffed at some point, right? But I haven't really seen people running it.
Deja vu for game one. We have like almost the exact same tarantula setup against
Yeah,
pretty much the same ball setup.
and I appreciate that they're swapping. Like Dillo is like, well, I showed right side last time. Wouldn't want to do the same thing. Perhaps walk into a defensive wall. And Red Hair's like, man, Flower Fairy's board looked so good, but only if he was on the other side it would have worked so well. And little does he know. And Dillo does like to put his arc lights quite a bit in front of the balls in this build. And we're seeing one of the ways that can be punished here.
Yes, the Arclight is stuck attacking the tarantula. The steel balls do not have any help.
Yeah, it's sort of a greedy way of deploying because the further away your enemy is, the better they'll line up, but if your enemy's nearby, they'll line up very poorly. But despite that,
fixed after a few rounds anyway, because you want to put chaff in front of your tarantula once units like Phoenixes come out.
yeah. Yeah, but you sort of have to, from Dillo's position, you have to force them to do that by placing something that will lock this tarantula if they don't.
True.
Fengfeng, no economy cards here, skips right away, doesn't even consider Wasp Swarming Dillo, which if you're Dillo, you're kind of annoyed that this Wasp Swarm is here because you sort of have to spend the turn playing around it.
Yeah, I mean, I think extended range Phoenix could even be a consideration. It is a basically free range tech for your Phoenixes. In
Yeah.
one of these battles, Charge Shot might be extremely valuable as a Phoenix tech.
Yeah, it sort of just gives you back the range loss of Charge Shot at the cost of only a tiny bit of the damage.
Exactly. Tough choice for Dilla, though.
Yeah, perhaps considering the Wasp Swarm. Interestingly, Fengfeng takes Phoenixes, just didn't want their range extended, wanted to be able to afford the unlock plus the 2 deploys. Perhaps if he had been like a supply specialist or something, we would have seen the ER card taken.
Yes, and I think Phoenix, even though Feng put Mustang as his favorite unit, I see Feng build Phoenixes almost every game.
Yeah.
Last game was just for one flank on one turn. This game, it might be a little bit more of a permanent unit.
Yeah, round 2 Phoenix has been pretty popular in this meta. Oh, this time the Arclight not locking the Tarantula, perhaps a little bit of RNG involved, and the Wasp Swarm going to go straight to tower. Dillo placed it in the far back corner so that it was less likely to follow crawlers. And Dillo going to quickly take out both towers. And the Wasp Swarm itself will be his anti-air for the round.
Yep.
Preventing any tempo swing from the Phoenix pickup. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised that Fengfeng does not take a Wasp Swarm on turn 2 after winning round 1. It's just so good.
It's extremely difficult to defend. You see, Dillo committed a Fang Pack and a missile to try and deal with that Wasp Swarm.
Yeah. Oh, I guess this forward Fang that Dillo placed maybe makes the Tarantulas stop slightly sooner, and that's what fixed the Arclight.
Oh, interesting. I think you're right. And here are a lot of interesting choices. You could get 4 hounds. What do you
Yeah,
think of
that is
4 hounds?
4 hounds wide on round 3. Pretty strong, but both players opting for the Scorpion. I feel like Dillo wasn't as committed to a chaff clear option, so he might have considered the Hound, but Hound a little bit poor into Tarantula. So pretty fair to see the skip. And Dillo is
Dillo
going
setting
to...
up a headbutt on the right side.
Yeah, and he's happy to unlock a Wraith, and he places it pretty similar to the last game. And Fengfeng starting to build a defense on the left where the balls have just been getting in for free so far. So developing pretty similarly to how Flower Fairy developed, with a Scorp and a Tarantula over there. Ooh, Tarantula instantly deleted. Okay, now there will be chaff in front of that next round.
That's why you might want to put that chaff in front. Even if you're getting the locks for now, you could get one shot tomorrow.
And the Wraith is going to be the anti-air for Dillo. And there's nothing that shoots up left on Fengfeng's side. Except for some Fangs.
Attack of Fangs will never be able to beat a Wraith.
Yeah.
Well, almost never. Oh.
Oof.
This will get spent. Dillo didn't
Yeah.
want to see that.
And I saw Dillo himself chatted -50 in the chat when that happened.
Amazing.
So I thought I was like looking for Fengfeng to place the missile, and I'm like, oh no, he's just self -50. That's funny. That was the missile, of course, to play around Wasp Swarm earlier. But of course, it was also playing around to that Phoenix flank that we see from Fengfeng a lot, so that could still happen again now.
Yeah. So this time Dillo's going for a bit of a different strategy, it looks like.
And here it is.
Oh, there's the Phoenix jump drive.
He takes the missile and he just goes, yep, let me jump on over there.
Both
and
sides
he jumps
as well.
Yeah, both sides going to utilize the Typhoon Specialist to make a bit of a nasty flank.
And this is 2 towers pretty early in the round for Fengfeng here. That can be very difficult to win.
Yeah, it does mean that like his anti-Wraith, his anti-air is all in the flanks. So if this goes wrong, it actually goes horribly wrong for him. But we can see that Dillo is not prepared for it.
True. But Phoenixes tend to be pretty good at cleaning up Wraiths after they take the tower, especially untech Wraiths that are level 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Phoenixes coming from the back of a enemy board that was full of crawlers is really good at locking onto good targets, because the crawlers will have all just run past them. But we see a Scorp added from Dillo into the left side attack to deal with that sledge pack, looking very efficient.
Yeah.
And there goes tower number 1. There goes
Dillo
tower number 2.
Probably not going to be a ball Wraith game this time. Relying more on Scorpions to kill the enemy team.
Yeah, a little too Scorpion heavy on both sides. And the Phoenixes will finish this off. Pretty good damage coming from Red Hair, but Dillo is a high health specialist, so still ahead on health.
True. Now, how's he going to answer the flank? So Bearlake says it's a Farseer answer to the flank.
That is a very convenient offering for Dillo. And Fengfeng gonna take the same thing, but probably just put them in the back of his board. And yeah,
it's a very safe, very fast unit. Answers all sorts of flanks pretty efficiently.
And we see the cell of the Typhoon in the flank from Fengfeng, and he just pulls the 2 Jump Drive Phoenixes back out. And unfortunately, that flank does bait out for Dillo a Scorpion all the way in the back, which will probably make him unlock the sell button, which he usually doesn't take.
And the Scorpion has double shot as the first tech. Often you'll see a range being taken first in these sorts of battles.
Yeah, maybe he expected Typhoon to be more of a commit. Interestingly, Fengfeng last turn picked up a ball on his strong side in order to take the tower, and it actually leveled, so he now has a level 2 ball on the board. Another move that you maybe wouldn't see as much in the days before the free unlocks of so many 200 cost units.
Absolutely. And you also see Scorpion unlocks much more often these days. Now that you
Yeah.
only have 50 to unlock a Scorpion, it's much less of a commitment to say, okay, I'm just going to force you out of steel balls with these and then sell them if you go into something else.
Yeah. And it is EMP on the Farseer for Dillo. That is a very cheap tech.
True. Even if there isn't really anything to EMP right now,
Yeah. It's just a nice
still not too
slow,
much of a commitment.
but pretty solid round from Fengfeng. Winning that left side.
Yeah, on the left side, the Scorpion just kind of had to walk into the enemy blender.
Yeah. And the Phoenixes did a lot of work. Safely back on the main board. Redeploy could allow Dillo to save that Scorpion instead of having to sell it, and which is nice because it did earn a level.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Redeploy can enable all sorts of shenanigans. We already know that Dillo is an expert at punishing these like micro positioning
Yeah.
details.
Fengfeng taking a look at the cards. Like, all of 3 of these items are quite good. So he might want one of those. Takes the haste module. Curious where that goes.
Could be a Mustang.
Yeah, I thought it might be because
Favorite
it is
unit.
the Wasp Swarm turn. He's just gonna put a Fang down to delay the Wasp Swarm.
And Fengfeng really enjoys building late Fang Chaff in some of these mid-range or defensive boards. We'll
Yeah.
see probably some late Fangs come in the back of the wall, or like near the back wall for Fengfeng here. It also
Yeah.
helps defend against the Wasp Swarm.
Of course, a Fang Pack does not beat a Wasp, and there's nothing else defending that tower, so if it plays out as shown, the Wasp Swarm should take the tower. Unless, like, the
That's
Farseer
true.
turns and clears it. And it is the Phoenix that gets the haste module.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that back tower there. Should be a
Yeah.
couple wasps left over to try and take it.
And we do see range on the Wraiths now, which will keep them a lot safer, keep them behind some of the other units. There goes the tower. The Phoenixes did manage to take out the big Wraith before that, but there's still a Farseer left that can kill them.
And the tower timing was amazing for saving that Scorpion just long enough to take out most of the left side for Dillo.
So the round 2 Wasp Swarm, really strong on round 2, comes back on round 6, wins it again. That's a pretty good card. More items.
I mean, I agree.
Heavy armors all around. Could go on Wraith, could go on the biggest Scorp, or on the balls. That's where Dillo puts it. Fengfeng going for some Wraiths of his own, blue ones.
It's an
And
interesting choice. There are Farseers very capable of killing Wraiths.
it
And they
is
have EMP to instantly turn off that defense.
yeah, the degen straight into EMP, especially at the front of the board, is a little weird because most of the chaff is fangs, so it won't get past these. I'm kind of curious about that choice. And I've just noticed that.
And Dillo puts a new Farseer right where this
Oh,
new Wraith
wow.
is coming in the middle.
Brutal. I've just noticed that Fengfeng has bought all tower enhancements, defense enhancement 2 and attack 2. Dillo has bought no enhancements.
Wow. That's a very early double tower enhancement from Fengfeng. So you
Yeah,
can
and
kind of see his plan here is to put the Wraiths as a tank for these extremely high-level Phoenixes to hopefully snipe out some key units from Dilla's side. But is that
yeah,
missile? Where's that missile going?
I think it hits the
Hopefully,
Feng.
okay, if it went towards the Wraith, that would be a disaster for
Yeah.
Feng Feng.
Oh, because it would hit the Phoenix. The Phoenix is too high health to die to it.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. Maybe
But
not such a disaster then.
2 of these things EMP'd. The other one going to be soon.
True. They're still very tanky though.
Yeah,
Dillo did
they
not
are
level up the Farseers.
quite tanky. There's range on the balls, I believe, from Dillo, but it looks like it's not enough.
Ooh. I
And
think
there's a
Dillo
lot of health.
might have needed to level up on the Farseers to deal with the Wraiths, and that's
Yeah, that
enough
is
to take the game.
simply game. So
Wow. That's Wraith
a
play.
nice call out, just like your board doesn't do enough damage in the sky, and these are blue wraiths with a heavy armor. And the one that didn't get EMP'd is actually Fengfeng's top damage, completely neutralizing the ball that had heavy armor. I mean, I guess it still was able to kill like his ball pack, but a very solid final round for Fengfeng. It briefly looked good for Dillo. That's a very interesting final round.
Yeah. I'm very surprised it went as one-sided as it did, but I think
Yeah,
those Wraith Phoenix like partnership worked out just as planned.
and Fengfeng continuing to be a wall for Dillo. He lost to Fengfeng in MAG1 Season 1 groups twice in both the upper and lower bracket after taking down B-Man. So once again, taken down by Fengfeng. And Fengfeng will go through.